Hi guys, today I got a kind of an interesting knife, Opinel number 10's corkscrew knife. Now, when in the U.S., when you think of France, knives don't spring to mind. You typically think of some guy in a beret dabbing paint on a canvas, in between bites of cheese and sipping wine, and just after he surrendered or something, which really isn't fair, like most stereotypes. But this company's been around since 1890. They became popular as a working man's knife and sold well from the get-go. In 1955, they patented the Virobloc twist lock mechanism, which I'll show you here in a minute. And today they sell about 15 million knives annually. I even read somewhere that an Opinel was Pablo Picasso's favorite sculpting knife, which almost turned me against him, but we'll get to it. Alright guys, one thing you'll notice right away about this knife is it's very simple design. I mean, it looks like a tool. No fuss, no muss, well, with the exception possibly of that. But, a lot of pocket knives these days look like they fell out of Rambo's glove compartment or something. They're just all tacticaled up with all kind of unnecessary bends in the blade and hooks and gewgaws. And this is just a knife. Now, the blade here is made from Sandvik, which is a Swedish company, steel. It's 12C27, I think is how you would say it. But it's a type that's been made for many years. They use it to make high-end skate blades, ice drills, razor blades, that type of thing. It's 13.5% chromium, which will make it a stainless steel technically. A lot of stainless steel is 18%, which I guess this has got a fairly high amount of carbon in it, which of course makes it easier to take a good edge and more workable type knife. And it should be pretty corrosion resistant. You'd have to be pretty dumb and put it away wet or something probably to experience much of a problem. This Virobloc Safety ring mechanism, I really needed to see to get a good idea how it worked. But it's really clever. It's just super simple. As you can see, we open the knife blade up, and then all you gotta do is turn it like that. See, there's nothing, there's no springs, there's nothing to go wrong there. That's pretty simple. And then also, when it's in your pocket, you're going to have to do some pretty good gymnastics to get that thing open. And which I've seen some designs I might worry about coming open in my pocket, but not this one. Very simple. I like it. Just a very simple looking knife. It says, I think it says number 10, made in France right here. And the other, of course, the other feature of this knife, which is what made me get it for a Christmas gift. This is, by the way, these do make good gifts for people that have a lot of bucks or case or whatever. This is something a little different. But let me shut that blade here. Safety first. But here you go, in case you're wandering through the forest in France and you happen upon an unopened bottle, you're good to go. Of all the tools you could put as a second option, another blade, some kind of survival thing that only the French would think, we must have the corkscrew. This handle's beechwood. And simple and unadorned, like the rest of the knife. Let's do a quick sharpness test. Now this is pretty simplistic, but I've found it a reliable guide. If a blade will cut through, look at that, it worked. If a blade will cut clean through paper, it's sharp enough for everyday purposes. And people argue to an idiotic extent about what a sharp knife is, but this is a good simple test that the camera can sit. Look at that. Nice and clean. Not much pressure. That's very sharp. So it gets a good score on that one. And the prices are decent on these. This was $35 on Amazon. And they had a lot of smaller options and for $15, $17. And for a good quality knife, you know, a lot of the stuff you might get off the shelf in Walmart for 15 bucks, not so good, but you know, this isn't bad. Well, this was 35 also, but you take my point. Well, there you go. The Opinel number 10 corkscrew knife. No bottle is safe.